Dear students, I welcome you all for the online learning for the course Warehousing Automation. So in the process of learning the course, we are into the Unit 3, Planning and Implementation. So under which today we shall discuss about the next chapter, Chapter 7, Strategies for Testing and Validating Automation Systems. Okay, so this is what the topic today we are going to discuss. So before we discuss into this particular topic, let us have a very simple understanding. See, we are developing some system. We are implementing the system. Should we need to monitor it, how the system works, whether the objectives are met? We would have designed and developed that particular system to meet some objectives. Okay, whether the objectives are met. Number one. Number two, is it performing consistently? See, success should never be an accident. It is supposed to be a journey. Clear? Likewise, with the system, what it works should not accidentally get us some results. It should give consistent results. Okay, so that consistency is there or not. And second thing is whether continuously whether it is improving or not. So even that also to be monitored. Okay, if everything is found okay, then we can go for massive production or some other decisions could be arrived. So this is very essential for our task. Okay, so that is way we are going to deal. So now how the performances are going to be called as, they are called by a special term called as KPI, key performance indicators. So we'll see everything in this particular presentation. So effective testing and validation of automation systems involve structured approach. So basically it is not something which we do accidentally. It is a structured activity in which the purpose is to ensure reliability, quality and performance. So the key performance indicators or the benchmarks what we set onto a system. We have got a system and for that particular system we are going to set these KPIs as benchmark and we are going to accurately measure the impact what it does onto the system. So before we get into KPIs and further things, first we should know what all are the strategies are involved. See, we should abide by some strategies. So where am I going to test? How am I going to test? What tool am I going to use? Who is going to take care or who is going to do the test? Likewise, we should have some sort of preliminary idea before getting into the activity. So likewise, we'll know what all are the testing and validating strategies. So the first strategy is we are going to define what all are the tests we are going to do. Okay. Then followed by monitoring KPIs, key performance indicators. So that will be dealt. And finally, continuous improvement. So this is what this particular topic is going to help us to learn the activity. So everywhere we come across this term, new term, key KPI, key performance indicators. So basically they are some tangible values, measurable values that show effectively a person, team or organization is achieving specific business objectives or not. Okay. So before we understand this, I would not call this as a complicated term, but it's a crucial term. Okay. So now as an individual, I just wanted to reduce my weight. So I go for some physical activity or I just go for some gym or something like that. Clear? So now how do I perform? How do I know my performance is to the expectation or not? So we should have some tangible value, some measurable value. So before going to the gym, my weight is say some 90 kgs or so. After some 1 or 1.5 month of workout in the gym, now I should measure my weight. If the weight has considerably reduced, in the sense I am going in the right track. Okay. On the contrary, if it is getting increased, we should think upon seriously. Or if the weight remains the same, so again we should think of why after doing this workout, why I am not getting the expected results. So now this weight measurement is going to be a key performance indicator. So the quality of key performance indicator is always a measurable value. It should be measurable. Okay, it should be measurable. On the contrary, I am poor in some language, I wanted to increase my communication. Is it possible for us to measure? Obviously, no, it is qualitative. It is not quantitative. Perhaps in this case, we should go for performance indicators which are quantitative. They are supposed to be measured. So that is the core significance in this regard. So in simple terms, KPI is nothing but it is going to help us to track the progress towards goals. Okay. So as I told in the previous case example, my weight is 90. I just wanted to make it to 80. So 80 grams, 80 kilograms and 90 kilograms. So this is where we are able to march towards our goal. Okay. So they are the simple metrics. So that can be changed or that can be fixed with respect to time. So why KPIs are important? They keep everyone aligned with company goals. Okay. So company, that is management, is having its goal. So this particular value will help us to monitor to go towards their goal. So their focus, individual's contribution is accountable, and the very crucial thing is they help in making decision making based on data, not guesses. Clear? So no guessing is permitted. So we can come out with a concrete reason for not having accomplished the given task. Core strategies for testing and validation. Okay. So how to go ahead? So first, you have developed a system. That system, we need to measure the KPIs and other things, how to proceed. So first foremost step is define scope and objectives. So that should be the crucial thing as far as an automation is concerned. So start by specifying what parts of the automation need validation. So there might be, because we know automation is cluster of technologies. Clear? So which particular part we wanted the improvement to be visibly seen. So focus on critical business process, high risk features and areas with high automation return on investments. Okay. So these all are the crucial areas. Of course, that do not mean that always it is supposed to be on the higher end. Even in nominal cases, lower end also might be considered. Now, we need to select appropriate tools and some methodologies to calculate or to estimate or to derive some quantitative values for the earlier set objectives. Okay. Now, for example, RPM, we wanted to measure the RPM, okay, revolutions per minute. So we should have a special tool. That tool may not be available with us. So likewise, or it might be something else which needs some sort of supervised control. We are doing some sound related thing. So obviously, performance, that is performance measurement related thing when you do. So some personal protective equipment might be relevant, okay, might be required. So likewise, we need to think of, we need to explore, brainstorm different tools and frameworks how to do it, or what's the procedure to do that particular things should be known. The second, risk analysis and prioritization. So this risk assessment already we learnt in the earlier unit. So risk, we are going to quantify it and we are going to prioritize, and we are going to ensure that we are not encountering any critical failures in the due course. Now, with this core strategies over, now we'll go for validation. So how are we going to validate? The first case is whether validation is going to be carried out offline or online. So what is this offline and online is? Offline is the entire activities will be shut down. Only the part what we have automated alone will be tested. Okay. All the other things will be idle. They will be in rest. So that alone will do. So usually for some simple cases we can go ahead with this, but real time that is not the scenario. But in a compound activity, what we have only one particular component, we'll pick it up, and for that alone we'll be doing some sort of analysis. That is offline validation. Online validation is complete everything will be working, all the systems will be working in real time under dynamic conditions. We are going to do production, and under production we are going to check, or we are going to identify, look into the what all are the issues we encounter in the due course of production. Okay, so that is how we are going to do online. So obviously it's known fact online is going to be very effective, but as a pioneer case, online we may not be able to do. So first we need to check the offline category, then things are okay, then we will migrate to online category. Now validation, types of validation. So first was methods of validation and now types of validation. So first type is hybrid validation. Combine both the approaches to comprehensively test before and after deployment. So this is hybrid, something we are combining. So before implementation of this automation strategy, what was the results? Say X. So after implementing this will be Y. Now compare Y and X. So this is a hybrid cases. And the next case is multiple validation techniques. So this is when we wanted to do something on a consistent scale. Okay, on a consistent scale we go for different methods. Clear? Method 1, method 2, method 3. Likewise we go. Why? Because we wanted to improve the trustworthiness of the results what we obtain. We wanted to just go around with the veracity of the validation strategies what we adopt. So in order to this, we'll go ahead with different types of mechanisms. So to name a few: statistical validation, model based testing, or data driven with the latest concepts of machine learning, etc., etc. So the same thing we'll be doing in other categories. So to give out a simple example, I just wanted to measure my weight. What all are the different mechanisms or methods are there? First, some digital weighing machine we can go ahead. Yes, that is one thing. Digital weighing machine itself of very high resolution and accuracy we can go, or traditional analog methods of weighing machines are there that we can go ahead with. So likewise we can adopt, we can go ahead with different testing mechanisms for better results. Next, continuous and iterative validation. So this is another important activity where we are going to learn about two things: CI and CD. Continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment. So these all are the two things. So before I get into this definition, let us understand it by a very simple example. We are buying a new two-wheeler. We are buying a new two-wheeler geared vehicle. So day one, we are measuring the mileage, the performance, that is mileage. We knew KPIs should always be tangible. They are supposed to be measurable. So today we are getting some 60 kilometers per liter. Okay, after 1 month we are getting the same results. Now it is the time for preliminary service. So first service, we take the vehicle for first service and we tell what all are the things we faced with vehicle, and based on that, of course, free service or whatever may be the thing, service is done. So now we measure. Now should it improve or reduce? If it is improving, then things are okay. If it is reducing, somewhere the standard operating procedure is not abide by. So this is what is continuous improvement, and we are not going to stop here. The same process we are going to do till the lifetime of the two-wheeler. So this is called as continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment. It should not be accidental. Don't do it only for a while. Okay, now there might be a question. Now we are doing some sophisticated test. So how do I do this sophisticated test all along? So now comes the crucial point: stick to the KPI. KPIs which are very important and which directly affects the performance of the system. So such things can be done, or else we need not have all these sophisticated techniques. So basic things which is going to directly influence or affect the performance of the automation system can be carefully thought of. Now monitoring key performance indicators, KPIs. So we should track them continuously for assessing the effectiveness, efficiency and business impact of automation systems. So now tracking KPIs, again I will go for a very simple example. See, after crossing one particular age limit, say some 40 or 45, we undergo some sort of catabolic activities inside the body. So obviously some vitals has to be measured, something like rapid blood sugar or BP or cholesterol. So some vital, not all the things, not all, certain basic indicators has to be measured. Okay, so why? Because that is going to give a precautionary notice for us. So it's as simple as this. So likewise, what we need to do is all the KPIs which are very important has to be tracked continuously so that we ensure that the system is effective. Okay, so now these all are the simple categories, so which is adopted in industry case. So total number of test cases, how many products have we taken, how many have we tested, so what all are the measures we need to go ahead with. So likewise we can fix the important KPIs and we can fix the duration for the test, or other cases we can have many KPIs and we can fix duration so that over a period of time all these KPIs are scrupulously measured, that we can ensure. Now the third, first we went with the strategies, then we went into tracking, and the third, continuous improvement. So continuous improvement is always mandatory, of course, till some saturation comes. Okay, once the system is getting saturated, we need to think of some other things if it is not okay. Okay, so till that particular saturation point has come, we should do a continuous improvement activity. So continuous improvement is an ongoing effort to enhance products, services or processes through incremental or breakthrough changes. It's a philosophy focused on making small, consistent improvements over time rather than relying on large, infrequent overhauls. So this is very important as well as interesting. So we are focused as students, we are very much focused towards marks, scoring of marks. Okay, fact one, you have got say some out of 50 marks you have got some 35 marks. Understand the drawbacks, what mistakes you did. Now put all your efforts towards continuous improvement. Next fact, maybe you might aim for some better, but still you should show some improvement. Earlier fact it was 35, now it is marginally say some 38 or 40. Even good, greater, it's quite good, but the focus should be at least a little bit, at least a little bit. Okay, maybe by fact 3 some 45. So this is where the consistency is known. Okay, so it should be small and a improvement shown by on an incremental basis. So what basically it is going to help us, it is going to create a culture. It is going to create a culture of ongoing enhancement and efficiency within an organization. So today we did, tomorrow it will be a little bit, a small increment has to be added. So likewise it has to be taken. So that becomes a very good culture with respect to time. So this is what the CI. So in other terms, we call it as PDCA cycle. Plan something, do it, check for the results and act upon it. If there is a lacuna, act upon it. So likewise, it should be a cycle. So that cycle should be going on, revolving with respect to time. So now this is one simple case how to go ahead with. Basically it is a KPI tree, it is called as KPI tree. So it is going to take up who is in charge and who will do this particular task, because we have been talking a lot that KPI is important and measurement is consistency is important upon all this task. Still who will be who has to be held responsible for all these things, KPI tree will give you the answer. So this is one simple chart, but now we get into KPI tree, then we'll discuss about this. So KPI tree and idle. So we just earlier we studied the tools. Certain tools are essential to do it. So likewise here. So KPI and ideal situation is where performance indicators cascade down through an organization. A KPI tree is a visual method of displaying a range of measures in an organization or related project. Okay. So in a project, it is a simple visual tool which is going to directly show pictorially, graphically, it is going to show. So which all are the important tasks. So this helps people work in such a way that their activities are aligned with the organization strategy, helps individual work areas contribute to overall business performance. Why? Because they are not working on a different goal. So everyone should have a same goal and everyone will have their own task. So if all are done in synchronize, then the achievement of the organization goals will be very, very easy. So it helps bringing together a range of measures and provides a visual representation for which measures contribute to other measures. So now we'll see. Now there is a problem. So how the channel goes on. So right from top hierarchy, it goes, for example, there is a problem with the production. So operations manager will be asking to the production engineer, and in turn it goes to the root level. So we start from the top and we go to the bottom so that everyone is getting involved into the process. So these all are the simple KPIs what is taken in industrial background. So when you go thoroughly to it, all these things are measurable. So this is what very important. Okay. So manufacturing related activity. So production related activity, these all are the things. So lean manufacturing related activity goes like this. And finally, quality related activities and environmental health and safety. So likewise, we can have n number of KPIs, and all those KPIs should be vital and that should be measurable and that should be displayed in the form of KPI. So who is going to be in charge for which particular activity has to be thought of. Okay. So before we close this presentation, so this presentation took us to 4 important activities. Activity number 1 was with respect to testing and validating strategies, the methods and the types we saw. Then the second thing is continuous monitoring of KPI. So in this regard, we learnt about KPI. And the third one was continuous improvement, CI and CD, continuous development. In this regard, to a small and an incremental change, how does it take us to the next level? And finally, it was with respect to KPI tree. So with this, we finish this chapter, strategies and validation for warehousing automation. So thank you, students. So any doubts, kindly note it down. We shall discuss the same in the offline class. Thank you.